Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2020, and it is currently 9:14 Central Time. I'm here for another episode of Leuvenheit Talks with a good friend of mine, Leuvenheit. I'm gonna say it wrong the whole entire time.
It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, and so
Many people get it wrong.
it's okay, I think. But we're gonna do another interview, because why not, you know? So would you like to
Yep.
say some words before we start?
I don't know. Before we start though, I do have a little note from our sponsor for today's show, Raid Shadow Legends.
We're finally sponsored. We're finally getting money. Are we finally getting money
Pack today.
Are we finally getting money to support the group? Getting sponsored.
Yes.
Yes. No wonder. You gotta take all those sponsorships you can get. Anyways, my first question would be, how and why did you choose the name? I'm gonna say it wrong. Blue. Why did you choose that name? Is there any significance to it, or you just thought it sounded cool?
Well, Leuvenheit was the name of one of my failed characters in one of my novels I tried to write.
Aww.
Called Curtains of Steel. It was supposed to be a book representing the Eastern Bloc countries and how Stalin is known for murdering prisoners. So it was basically dude's country got taken over. He was forced into service, caught as a prisoner of war, came back and was executed for being, in the end, is supposed to be teaching a lesson. I sort of gave up on it, and I was like memeing one day, and I came across weird posts saying, "We need arstotzkas now," and I remember so I just finished watching Papers, Please. So I was like, hey, I'll just call myself Beauregard Leuvenheit, because I already know that name, and I could probably get used to it.
Yeah, you have gotten used to it. Even though with all our comments, would you like to hear some? The audience, would you like the audience to hear some?
Sure.
Alright, so ones I know is Leuven Daddy. You have Commandant, like cum, and then you also have crap. They put a bunch of them in the chat.
I have.
You go by many names. So
Sorry, you cut.
It's okay. You go by many names, I was saying.
Oh, I've gone by many.
Yeah, but it's always been, Leuvenheit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I changed my username sometimes. It was like, when I first joined, it was just Leuvenheit, and then I changed it to Arcturus, which was a sentimental thing for the star pattern thing, and then I changed it to Invictus because I felt like coming through a holy reform, and I felt like appreciating my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, which religion are you from? Like, for example, I'm a Roman Catholic.
I am the.
You're the same. That's good. Were you baptized as Roman Catholic, or this is self-indoctrinated?
I was baptized when I was.
That's good. And so you mentioned that, well, in the past that you were a writer, and I mean in the chat, there's a lot of stuff that you've written and a lot of chats that are yours, and it has a lot of information. And I mean, I appreciate that. Like, a lot of the stuff in here I've never seen before, and I've already been in the group for a while now. And it's like having that information there, and it's like have your name on it, just kind of puts your name into like a higher
Well,
level, I guess you can say, or like I don't know. You've become known for your writing and like
well,
knowing.
I'm not good at making his what do we call it, drama stories or anything like that. I'm a fantastic records maker.
Mhm.
I kept all of the records for all of our previous little AI operations, so I have a little bit of experience doing that. And like, I assume you're talking about the history chats
The
when you're.
history chats and all of the important chats, like the rules, the constitution, the crap.
Oh
Where
yeah,
else?
I'm
Like
a,
anywhere else that
I
you've
really like.
written.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of officialized procedures. So the thing is, if I don't do it, then nobody's going to know,
Nobody is no.
and I have to put it in sort of a formal sort of setting. I like, in case you haven't noticed, or in case anybody else hasn't noticed, I am a man of professionalism at most times. I do like to have fun, but I'm not like, I don't have a stick up my ass. I really just want, you know, my job right now is to just sort of moderate the chats, make sure no being gay or
Yeah,
anything like that.
yeah. Gays are not allowed. So
Gay
I'm
is
kidding.
definitely allowed.
No, but another
But yeah,
thing. Oh, no,
oh yeah.
continue. No, continue.
Well, I was just gonna say that I do like writing that sort of stuff because, especially the history chats, because I like looking back on there because if I don't keep listening, I have a bad memory, so is it's there for me to look back and say, hey, I remember those good old days when you know
Hmm.
overthrew the leader of Ezek when it makes me feel good about myself, makes me feel good about the community we had back then, and it
Yeah.
makes me how I want to aspire to bring back that sort of feeling of we actually have purpose and we have drive and we have like, you know, I have a purpose and a job.
Mhm. My next question would be, how do you feel in your place of rank? I guess you can say, or your place of leadership. Do you feel like you could be doing a better, like not doing a better job, but you could be doing more, or do you believe that you're perfect for the place that you're in,
The perfect for the
for like your role, for your rank?
ah well, right now my rank is director of the AIA, which is short for Arstotzka Intelligence Agency. For that rank, I believe I'm the most experienced and there's been examples where other people who won't be named um, have tried to take over the organization and have miraculously failed spectacularly. Uh, I hate seeing my creation being destroyed faster than I made it. So,
Mm-hmm.
right, for the AIA, I believe I'm the best guy. If people have any critiques on any of my methods, I do implore them to please contact me and tell me because I actually love getting now in public. I don't, but what I mean is like, please tell me if I'm doing anything wrong or anything you don't like. Just I really open. I like I want to sort of be there to sort of help your life go easy, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
And I just believe that as of right now, I'm the only qualified one. Really, I used to have a second in command to replace me eventually, but that was Davis,
Mm.
and he left. So
Yeah.
I was nobody really qualified yet to have mentored as long as I have this to
Mm-hmm.
replace me, and is still here. So
Yeah. Speaking that you brought up Davis, whatever happened to Davis? I know, like, I've talked to him several times before, but that was on a rare occasion. Am I allowed to ask?
Davis?
Yes, Davis.
Oh, you're asking like,
His whereabouts.
sorry, you cut off.
It's okay. Where is Davis? Where is he now? Do you know?
Oh, where is it now? So Davis is working in the either it was the Army or the Navy. I believe it was the Navy. He's in the Navy and he's going into construction and working as on arch, like architectural positions. And so his life is pretty busy right now. He's starting his life off. He has a bright future ahead, and he really just doesn't have the time anymore to be committed
Yeah.
to actually helping us, you know. And I don't blame him. If I was in his position, I'd probably make the same choice because I would never want anybody to sacrifice their real life for any of this.
Hmm.
Think that should always take priority of what's real and what's tangible before they go spending their time, quote unquote, honestly, on the on things that really want to.
Well, good. Um, my next question would be, from our movement from only being on iFunny to slowly integrating into Discord, do you feel that um the integration into Discord was well worth it, or do you believe that we should still have those iFunny roots still? So I know we still have the FM chat, right? In iFunny, of course, but do you believe that Discord has become like the bloom in our growth?
Well, it's certainly meant that a reduction of importance in my job, really,
Mm-hmm.
because Discord is easy. They have functional banning systems, easy to kick systems, roles so that even if somebody does join, it takes somebody to promote them. It had limited inviting capabilities so that Honk doesn't randomly get an invite from
Nice.
some random new recruit. The only problem though with Discord is to um, sort of which improvise with our vetting system, and we have to require each person on Discord to have an iPhone
Mm-hmm.
so that we can actually use our vetting system. You know, the vetting system where we
Yeah.
check your blocked accounts and see all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to see their iFunny because iFunnies are like iFunny really only exists right now to find bad posts to read and to vet users accordingly so that you don't have alternate Discord accounts. Back in the old days when we were in funny, my job was way more important and more taxing on me
Mm-hmm.
because I had to ensure that every single person was never ever sympathetic to any cause at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was a scary time to be a traitor, I can tell you.
Oh yeah.
It was a pretty hard time to be a traitor back when we had iFunny chats because when I was, you know, new people, they probably think I don't do crap because I don't ever do any internal investigation anymore because the only fact and that I need to worry about is actually traitors. There's no more spies
Mm-hmm.
because of our vetting system and Discord's automatic moderating system.
Mm-hmm.
We can already ban them and find them before they even get in. So it's sort of mixed feelings for me. I'm glad that we don't have to always be on a constant fear of being raided by Honk or
Okay,
anybody else.
that's fine.
I'm also glad because um sort of diminishes my power within
Oh,
HC. If you don't know already, HC is just one power struggle between Hassie, Glory, me, Epinoff.
yeah. do you believe that by the time you're like older and you're already going off to college that you'll leave, or will you try your best to stay? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, even when I, it doesn't mean that I'm going to, if I have time or if I'm just on my phone in the random of class, I'll hop in, or being gayish, classic me style, and I'll be modding. I might not be able to do much AI operation,
Mhm.
but I will be able to still be on. I'm not going to leave anytime soon, I don't think, unless the only time I leave if it starts getting taxing on my personal life, my long break. Because last time I actually left the group, well, first time I actually left the group, it was the supreme leader. You see, I've always been number two. It's a bit of a tragic
Mhm.
story. The tragic story of leuvenheit. I've always been number two, but I've never been number. Although I was technically the de facto supreme leader during Rin's rule,
Oh yeah.
but she was the official supreme magistrate, so I wasn't able to really ascend to the throne, quote unquote. Um, I was never able to actually be.
Do you think that's why in your past, like, I mean, like when I first met you, I was absolutely terrified of you. I was like, oh shit, if I do anything bad, like I'm gonna get fucking banned. I'm never gonna go. I'm never gonna be able to come back and all that kind of stuff, And like now, I'm a little more comfortable to talk to you, because I've known you for a while. Um, but do you think there's gonna be a point in time where like with like the high command, the uh commissioned officers, we're gonna become like older? Do you think that they'll, by the time that we do that, there'll already be new people in place?
Well, you see, the problem with the arstotzka ranking, with regular ranking systems, usually by the time that you get into a high command position, let's say the U.S. military in general, you're either an old ass woman or an old ass man,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're probably gonna die soon after that. But you see, the high arstotzka doesn't die out fast enough to replace it with new willing officers.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the only way we can actually fit in new high command members is if we actually increase the amount of members we have exponentially, because we like to keep things one to two to 10.
Mm-hmm.
That means one high command per one CO per two NCOs per 10,
Yeah,
and
that's what I
it's
assumed.
projected to.
Yeah, like one high command per every, let's say, 30 guardsmen.
I think it's more really
Like smaller than that.
here. I think it's a. So what my plan was is, you have one non-commissioned officer
Mm-hmm.
per every 10 guardsmen. You
Oh.
have one commissioned officer, sorry, for every 5 non-commissioned officers, and then you have one high per every 5 uh commissioned officers.
Mm-hmm.
And then within high command, it's already really sort of top of the chain. Doesn't matter any promotions. Like a promotion, well, at least right now, a promotion from brigadier general to lieutenant general isn't really going to change much.
You're still in high
So
command, yeah.
yeah, the only way that would actually ever get affected is if we get like 30 people in high command. We'd have to have like, the numbers that we used to have of 300 plus
Mm.
to actually fit that many high commands in.
No. Do you believe that we may get new roles, like new names, or do you believe that's it? I think we're
Do
happy
you
with
think
where we
what?
are. Oh. Do you believe that we would get more like ranks as like the names, or do you believe that's like this is it?
Um, well, we've currently been thinking of instating new ranks between commissioned officer and high command,
Mm-hmm.
just so that they have a little more time to climb the ranks, so that they're not just stuck at colonel forever, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to be a colonel for the rest of my life because we're not getting enough members, active members, for me to get promoted to high command.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all about really just extending it because, well, it you with our system, you're always going to piss somebody off
Yeah.
because if you're a colonel and I add 20 ranks between colonel and brigadier general, you're going to feel like you've been demoted 20 ranks because
Yeah.
now you're 20 ranks further than you would have been. But if I didn't demote you, you would be in a static position. You'd be like, I've been colonel for like 2 months. Why haven't I been promoted?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just hard to find a system that works for everybody.
Yeah. Of course. Let's see. My one of my last question, my second to last question would be, would it be wise to not ban but to kick out members who aren't as active as meaning like they haven't been active at all?
Yeah, I have a I have a very very heated position on this, but I'll try to state it here. So I believe we should keep our inactives because um I do recognize that the other side says that they affect the morale of our active people. They're gonna want to make them more inactive. They're gonna be like, oh, they're letting them slide. I can slide too.
Yeah.
Um, most of the time, my argument is that we get more representatives in the USAF
Mm-hmm.
per 10 members. And so let's say we had 110 members, we'd of course have 11 representatives. But if we went down to 109, we would lose one
Exactly.
representative, and the other nine will become meaningless and wasted. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I really don't want to, you know, remove anybody
Yeah.
for simply not being active. They could, of course, come back at any time. I don't want to make it so that if they suddenly want to become active, if they find that motivation
To
to
come
take up
back and
the
they're not there anymore. Yeah.
exactly, and then they're who knows, they might be angered by that and they might go and start something against us.
Yes.
But like I just want to keep that opportunity available to them,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to make sure that we have the maximum amount of representatives because everybody apparently I've been told by like 5 people, everybody knows about my quote unquote political schemes that I've done. I don't even know about any
Oh yeah.
political schemes that I've done.
Yeah.
So,
No, my final question would be if you were to take Glory's place as of um, when he steps down from office and you were to be,
mhm.
um, what would you implement that you believe would be um, wise for the health of
Well,
arstotzka?
well, in the event that Glory steps down, which is pretty unlikely,
Yeah.
um, I'll probably just pass some more. See, I'm a pretty big purist and professionalism supporter, so I'd probably just make it, have a linked server in the description, or we actually have we're going to be doing this soon. All off-topic chats are only going to be given to, I could be given a specific role,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're only going to be able to see like the mess hall and all the other off-topic chats if you want to. This is so that, excuse me, this is so that really we don't scare off new recruits because I want to make sure that we aren't the laughing stock of the community, because if we are not taken seriously, then our purpose is not taken seriously. That doesn't only hurt our recruitment, it hurts the whole image of fighting degeneracy in general. It slanders not only us, but all other communities like us. And people have a tendency to label off of one experience. So I really just want to make sure that we seem professional to the people who like professionalism, but we also seem fun to the people who like fun. It's really hard to please everybody. I especially with the I'm sorry, with some people in their sorts are just plain immature,
Mm-hmm.
can't be fixed problem that they need to deal with. I can't deal with that for them, and it's so I can't really do anything about it. It's a them problem, and I don't want to change their personality rather than guide them to helping them become a better and more professional person in the
Mm-hmm.
server. And see, I don't mind if you can go different server and mess around all you want. I support that 100%. It's like I see arstotzka as a service and as a job.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain places, ways you act whenever you're working. If I was going to go into a professional and start saying half the things that I've seen in this, I would be escorted out by security and asked never to return. And I'm trying to establish that people should be civilized, some civil society within our server
Mm-hmm.
to exist. Because if we can't even handle ourselves, how are we supposed to handle the epidemic of degeneracy that has erupted up after the mods have left? So that's just what I want. I want to broadcast outwards image, and I want to resolve our internal issues, us not even being able to, to even handle ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's all the questions I've had for today. I thank you, of course, for the lovely discussion you brought to this episode of the podcast. Thank you again. Um,